Well, Mira now decided to find out just why Bengaluru always floods every time there's a spell of rain. We found out that successive governments were responsible for the plight of the city. Several government-owned buildings are sitting on stormwater drains. Incessant rains have caused the affluent neighborhood of Koramangala to flood earlier this week. Mirror now accessed documents that revealed that the number of encroachments on stormwater drains in the area. Shrija filed this report.
The stormwater drains, the streets and houses in Koramangala were completely inundated, and the reason for that is the government themselves. I'm right now standing at the National Games Village. It is owned by the Karnataka Housing Board. Now, if I may ask my camera person to pan to my left, now I'm standing on a stormwater drain. The National Games Village, in fact, they have encroached upon this particular stormwater drain. You can clearly see for a fact that the sewage and the rainwater which is mixed is flowing into this particular drain. Now, if I may show here, there is a road also which has been laid, and this particular stormwater drain has been completely cemented. Also, as you can see, there is a park as well constructed. Onto my right, you can also see a garbage segregating unit, and then you have a toilet which has been constructed by the government agency, that is the Karnataka Housing Board themselves. In fact, this is the survey number that we're talking about, 106, which Mirror now accessed from the Settlements and Land Records Department, where they clearly show that there is an encroachment by the National Games Village on the stormwater drains. Now, that apart, in survey number 133, that is which the documents accessed by Mirror now from the Survey, Settlements and Land Records Department clearly shows the BDA, the Bengaluru Development Agency, in fact Development Authority, another government agency, has clearly encroached upon the stormwater drain. The encroachment has been reported as 29 guntas. Now, clearly, what does the government have to say at this point in time? Remember when the city flooded last year, September, they came up with the demolition drive, where we could see demolishing at least 1,225 buildings of helpless citizens. The reason given by them to the citizens was the houses were sitting on the stormwater drain. Now, what will the government do when the government themselves, agencies, have in fact violated all the rules and they have encroached upon the stormwater drains? In Bengaluru, Shrija for Mirror Now.
Forget about citizens. I have demolished my own property. BBMP has demolished BBMP's own property, which has been wrongly built on stormwater drain. So that being the case, if whether it is a government body or anybody for that matters, somebody has encroached, it is an encroachment. I mean, there is no distinction between a poor or rich or government organizations. Somebody has encroached a public drain, and if they are preventing the flow of water, that has to be removed. When once, for the first time we started this encroachment time, I mean, till date in the last 1 year, we have demolished almost, removed 1,250 structures or, sites. Now another 700 is there, and it's a continuous process. It is not one-time affair. High Court also has said, today I may clear the encroachment, tomorrow if the enforcement is not good, again they may come and sit there. So it is a continuous process, and we are at it and will be doing this.
See, the problem goes back almost about close to 40 years back, when many of the lakes in Bangalore were filled up under the excuse that they were breeding grounds for mosquitoes and spreading malaria. That was the official reason why due to that many places such as the Dharmabudhi Kere, which is now the Kempegoda bus station, Akitimanali Kere, which is now the hockey field and some commercial development, and many others. And over the years, even a few years ago, when the logic was pointed out that, a lake system, a lake is not there are no lakes in Bangalore, they're all man-made tanks connected by Raja Kaluves with the grand canals, overflowing canals which are connected. And also there were marshy areas which also contributed to an ecosystem. The marsh is not something to be filled up and closed. Particularly if you take the example of Koramangala, the National Games Village is built on the marsh connecting into Belandur tank, and obviously if you keep concreting up everything, the nature will, if there is too much rain, nature will bite back. The second issue is really the stormwater drain network, which belongs to the BBMP, is being used as a conduit for raw sewage, which is illegally dumped into the drain, which is actually the responsibility of the BWSSB. So a combination of factors. One is that the encroachment of lake beds and the removal of natural sponges, literally, for the water, and combined with sewage flowing in the stormwater drains, which leave no place for stormwater when it really comes, has given rise to this giant problem.